What is happening with the Atto 3 in Australia? Firstly, don't forget to please click the like and subscribe buttons below. Thanks. As most of you know, the Atto 3 in Australia has had a few little changes announced. And I got to tell you, no one seems to be very happy with them. I am now seriously considering cancelling my order and getting my $1,000 deposit refunded. I would have posted a video a bit earlier about this a couple of days ago when all these things started to rear their ugly heads, but I had a death in the family, so sorry about that. Stuffed up my routine a bit. So, first of all, let's have a look at the warranty changes. Are these coming from BYD, or is it something that EV Direct, Eagers and or My Car have just dreamt up? According to Luke Todd from EV Direct and reported in The Driven, these changes are because BYD launched its regional warranty program and they're aligning with that. What? Whatever the reason, the warranty is unnecessarily complicated, and I wonder about its legality. Australian consumer law is one of the toughest in the world and will probably negate this warranty. I'm not a lawyer, so I'd be interested if anyone who's more in the know would put something in the comments below. So what is covered and what isn't? Looking at the warranty document, it does have the clause in it that any damage or failure caused by not conducting preventative maintenance will not be covered. I suppose that's a normal get-out clause that most places have got. But then we've got some rather, and I think totally unnecessary, complications with different times and kilometres covered. So here we've got the Vehicle Warranty 2022 document, which I've downloaded from their website, and it goes through all the usual palaver and rigmarole of going through what's normal wear and tear and so on. The first thing that really needs to be looked at is here. Any damage or failure caused by not conducting preventative maintenance according to the schedule specified in the owner's manual or improper maintenance will not be covered under the warranty. Now that's fairly reasonable, but a lot of the other manufacturers, although they've got this, you're allowed a little bit of leeway in time and kilometres, but they don't specify any leeway here. And if we keep going down, we come across what is and isn't covered. And this is where the confusion really starts to go crazy. Traction battery is now 8 years, 160,000 kilometres. Previously, when I ordered, it was 7 years on everything, bumper to bumper. So 8 years, they've extended it. The drive unit, 8 years, but only 150,000 kilometres. Sorry, what the fuck are they talking about? Why is that a 10,000 kilometre difference? Do they think that the drive unit is going to break down at 155,000 Ks? Stupid. Vehicle lights, tyre pressure monitoring module, the suspension and the ball joints, 4 years or 100,000 kilometres. So 8 years, 160,000 is 20,000 a year. 4 years, 100,000 is 25,000 kilometres a year. And then this one, multimedia system, that's the screen and so on. Shock absorbers, dust covers, bushings and gaskets, etc., whatever half of this means. PM 2.5 measuring instrument, so that's particulate matter 2.5. The AC/DC charging port assembly, 3 years, 60,000, that's back to 20,000 kilometres. Why only 3 years? Are they thinking that plugging the car in and pulling the plug out is going to keep damaging it and it will break down? I mean, come on. The lead acid storage battery. Now, all EVs have got a 12-volt battery. The Tesla previously came with a lead acid one. They're now coming with a lithium ion one. But this is now 1 year, 20,000 kilometres. Yeah, sorry, don't understand. And then air conditioning filters. button battery. I presume there's a little battery somewhere in there. Brake pad, clutch disc. What? 6 months, 10,000 kilometres. I don't understand. And then all the parts of the complete vehicle, except those, it's 6 years, 150,000 kilometres. Well, it was 8 years, 150,000 up there. Now it's 6 years, 150,000. This is very, very unnecessary, and it's ridiculously complicated. So I don't know, I must be stupid because there's absolutely no logic to any of that. 6 months, 6 years, 8 years, 3 years, 4 years. Crazy. Now, along with this warranty debacle, there is also the service costs. And I'm just wondering how they can justify these sorts of prices. They vary in price from $190 up to $661. I still can't work out what they're doing for this money. Remember, here in Australia, you can take your car to any registered car servicing place and they can do the warranty required under the warranty required servicing, and you should be able to save some money with them. I have always taken my car to the dealership for the first service or two, and then I've taken it off to somewhere much cheaper. The problem comes then when you go back to the dealer for a warranty part, they'll bitch and whinge about it not being serviced by them, so it's still not covered. I've got news for them. It's called the Australian Consumer Law. So what is this down to? I'm sure it's down to legacy auto. All these new manufacturers, such as Tesla, that are just building EVs and have never built an internal combustion engine car, they're not encumbered by all this legacy shit. They don't require you to service your car. But all legacy auto manufacturers who are now making EVs do. Strange that, isn't it? They just can't seem to get out of their addictive behaviours. What really needs to be done? Tyre rotation check and check every 10 to 15,000 kilometres. Top up the windscreen washer bottle. I managed to do that myself. Not much else really. They claim they need to check brakes. Well, if you've been using regen braking, they don't wear. A few months ago, my Tesla Model 3 had to have a couple of small warranty things done on the car. And while they were there, I asked the guy to check the brake discs and pads. And he couldn't see any wear marks. None. The discs still had the original machining marks on them. And they still looked like new, he said. The car had by that time done 55,000 kilometres. Some say the brake fluid needs checking and replacing regularly. I call bullshit on that as well. You can get a very cheap, simple test where you can check the quality of your brake fluid. I think it's just basically to test if any water has got in there. It doesn't take very long, very cheap, easy to do. So what else? There isn't much to check on an EV. It's got so many fewer moving parts compared to an ICE vehicle that it doesn't need a whole heap. Some people are going to carp on about, oh, you've got to check everything over for safety. Well, yeah, you check your own tyre pressures, you check your own tyre wear, you can look at the brakes. It doesn't take very much gumption to do it. If I can do it, you can bloody well do it. Now, let's go to another failure. ANCAP rating. Where is it? There's still no sign of any ANCAP testing having been done or any results that I can find. EV Direct did assure us that it would get a 5-star rating. Well, hold on. Now we've discovered that the automatic emergency braking problem has come to light, and I wonder if it's going to succeed to get 5 stars. If we take a direct quote from the manual, the automatic emergency braking system is activated when the speed reaches 4 kilometers per hour. Yeah, that's probably all right. But it can only reduce vehicle speed when it does not exceed 45 kilometres an hour. Careful driving is always required because the system may not be triggered correctly. Wow. Not sure if this is going to pass ANCAP testing to get its 5 stars. I'll remain to be corrected on that, but I'm not cognizant of all the ANCAP requirements. Let me know below if you've got any other thoughts on that. But reading that, I don't think that that's very, very good. Delays have also plagued the Atto 3 arrival in Australia. Looks like customers in New Zealand have started to take delivery, but not any sign here of any test drive. I ordered my Atto 3 the weekend it became available. Yet on my account, and that was back in February, on my account it doesn't even say it's on its way. When are we going to get a test drive? Or when can we expect delivery? This lack of communication is very annoying. We're all initially promised the car in July after ordering it back in February. Now it's the end of August and still no sign. My account says August to September. Yeah, sure. Another problem is the Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. It still does not seem to be available, and the car reportedly doesn't have any sat-nav for Australia. An over-the-air update was originally planned for September, and I thought, well, CarPlay and Android Auto integration will come, but now it's looking like it's not going to be September. I have spoken to BYD and they say October. Yeah, like I trust them, I expect it will be more like December. So, I'm sorry, but all this is looking like a complete cock-up with so many failures. I ordered my Model Y from Tesla in June, and I've already got the delivery date of September the 12th. It's in the country, it's in Perth, it's being got ready. They've got 459 Model Ys delivered this week, so they got to get through those. And they did have 334 Model 3s delivered before that. So they've got nearly 800 cars to get delivered. So, yeah, September the 12th is acceptable. But where's my Atto 3? So, after all this, I'm saying to EV Direct, no, no, no. I have just cancelled my order, so I'm now waiting to get my $1,000 refundable deposit back. When I cancelled it on the website, it came up with a message. It was under review. What? No, it shouldn't be under review. I've got email stating it's refundable. I request a refund, so approve it. I had this with another company. I actually ordered some years ago a different EV, and they weren't sure on the price. I put my deposit down. They then contacted me and gave me the price. And when I'd picked myself up off the floor, I said, nah. And they said, we'll refund your deposit. And it came through within a few working days. Fine. As I've said, I think all these problems are down to legacy auto attitudes and previous practices. If they are to come into the EV game, they're going to have to change their attitudes, as it just doesn't gel in today's market. I'm still going to be reporting on all things EV, including BYD, as I believe that they're going places. But I'd really like to see BYD sell their own cars in a similar fashion to Tesla here in Australia and get rid of all this legacy auto bullshit. This dealership method, or should I say stealership method, is on the way out. And the dinosaurs are hanging on for their dear life, despite the fact that the asteroids are already hit. Anyway, as an addendum, after recording this and before I started to edit, I received a call from customer service at BYD asking why. Well, I laid it on a little bit thick with all the problems that I've just outlined, and then he said, okay, we'll refund your money. But he asked if I would relook at keeping the order if they revisited the warranty and the service costs. I said, no, I'm not interested in keeping the car at all now. I don't trust them. So I said, no thanks. I was then advised my money would take 5 to 10 business days. That's basically 2 weeks. Not really good enough in my opinion, but that's another story. So thanks very much for watching. Please don't forget, hit those like and subscribe buttons down below, and I'll see you all soon.